Have you ever considered that the very picture of health, a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter, might conceal an unexpected risk? Imagine you are diligent in your care. You follow your doctor's orders, take your heart medication, and have even swapped sugary desserts for nature's own sweetness. Yet, within that wholesome choice, a danger may lie in wait, particularly for those of us over 60 who rely on common medications like aspirin or blood thinners. The truth is, certain fruits, for all their natural virtue, can interact with our bodies in ways seldom discussed in a doctor's office. They can alter blood pressure, interfere with anticoagulants, or disrupt the delicate balance of electrolytes. And these are not slow, creeping changes. The effects can manifest within hours. Our purpose today is not to cause alarm, but to arm you with knowledge, the kind of awareness that can safeguard your health. What we will share could change your relationship with your fruit bowl forever. Our journey begins with a fruit that seems the very definition of harmless: the grapefruit. Bright, refreshing, and packed with vitamin C, many see it as a cornerstone of a heart-healthy diet. Yet for those taking certain medications, this citrus can become a silent antagonist. The reason lies in compounds called furanocoumarins. These chemicals inhibit a critical enzyme in our intestines, known as CYP3A4, which is responsible for breaking down many common drugs, from those that control cholesterol to those that regulate heart rhythm. When this enzyme is blocked, the body cannot process the medication as intended. The drug accumulates, sometimes reaching toxic levels. The results can be severe: a sudden plummet in blood pressure, debilitating muscle pain, or life-threatening internal bleeding. This is not speculation. A study in the Canadian Medical Association Journal revealed that grapefruit can amplify a drug's concentration by as much as 700%. Imagine a carefully prescribed dose suddenly becoming 7 times more potent, a therapeutic measure transformed into a medical emergency. Consider the story of a 72-year-old man recovering from a minor stroke. Believing it a wise health choice, he began drinking grapefruit juice with his breakfast. Days later, he found himself easily bruised and dizzy. The diagnosis was internal bleeding, triggered not by a change in medication, but by a simple glass of juice. The effect is potent. Even half a grapefruit is enough, and it is long-lasting. The enzyme can remain suppressed for over 24 hours. If you take statins, blood thinners, or certain anti-anxiety drugs, a conversation with your doctor about grapefruit is essential. Next, let us turn to a seasonal favorite: the persimmon. Soft and honey-like, it's a fruit rich in fiber and antioxidants. But for those on aspirin or other blood thinners, its sweetness belies a risk. Persimmons are high in tannins, particularly when unripe. In the stomach, these compounds can react with medications, forming sticky masses that can block the absorption of critical drugs. For someone relying on an antiplatelet medication to prevent blood clots, this interference means the medicine may not work effectively, leaving them vulnerable. A study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry confirmed that tannins in persimmons reduced the bioavailability of aspirin, a dangerous delay for those managing heart disease. Even dried fruits, often seen as healthy snacks, demand a closer look. Dates, for instance, are sticky, sweet, and loaded with natural sugar, about 16 grams in a single piece. For anyone managing diabetes, this can cause a sudden blood sugar spike, increasing inflammation in the blood vessels and raising blood pressure, both major contributors to stroke. But the greater danger for some lies in their potassium content. While healthy for most, those with compromised kidney function cannot filter excess potassium efficiently. High levels can disrupt the heart's rhythm, increasing the risk of a cardiac event. Similarly, dried apricots, another wholesome-seeming snack, are high in compounds called oxalates. In large amounts, these can contribute to kidney stones and, over time, chronic kidney damage. Since the kidneys are crucial for regulating blood pressure, any impairment is a direct risk factor for stroke. And then there are prunes, praised for their digestive benefits. They are rich in sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol that acts as a laxative. In excess, this can lead to dehydration and a loss of essential electrolytes like sodium and potassium. When these minerals are out of balance, it can affect your heart's rhythm and the flow of blood to your brain. Finally, consider the pineapple. This tropical fruit contains bromelain, an enzyme with its own mild blood-thinning effects. While this may sound beneficial, when combined with medications like aspirin or warfarin, it can amplify their effect, pushing the blood too far into the thin zone and increasing the risk of spontaneous or internal bleeding. This knowledge is not meant to create fear, but to foster a more conscious relationship with the food we eat. For while some fruits demand our caution, others offer profound protection. Nature, in its complexity, provides both the warning and the remedy. Let us now turn from the risks we must navigate to the remarkable allies we can embrace. Just as certain fruits can pose a danger, others stand as powerful guardians of our health. Your everyday fruit bowl may just hold a secret weapon against stroke. We begin with a tiny fruit that packs a giant punch. The blueberry. These small blue gems are more than a delicious topping for oatmeal. They are miniature shields for your blood vessels. Blueberries are loaded with compounds called anthocyanins, the powerful antioxidants that give them their deep color. More importantly, these compounds help keep your blood vessels elastic, ensuring that blood flows smoothly to your brain. A landmark study in the journal Circulation, which followed over 93,000 women for 18 years, found that those who consumed more anthocyanin-rich berries had a 32% lower risk of heart attack. The implications for stroke prevention are profound. When blood vessels are flexible and blood flows freely, the chance of a dangerous clot forming is significantly reduced. Researchers have also found that daily consumption of blueberry juice can lead to significant improvements in brain blood flow in older adults. A simple handful a day, fresh or frozen, could do wonders for your circulation and your cognitive health. From deep blue, we move to bright orange, and a juicy friend your heart will thank you for. The humble orange. Sunny, sweet, and universally loved, this fruit is more than just a source of vitamin C. They are more than just a source of vitamin C when you feel a cold coming on. In fact, they might be one of your most delicious defenses against stroke. Oranges, of course, are rich in vitamin C, but they also hold a hidden treasure called hesperidin. This natural plant compound works quietly within your body, helping to reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, keep your arteries flexible, and support lower blood pressure. When your blood pressure is well managed, your risk of stroke drops dramatically. Consider the numbers. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that people who regularly consumed citrus fruits had a 19% lower risk of ischemic stroke, the most common kind, caused by blood clots in the brain. That's nearly 1 in 5 strokes potentially prevented by simply adding an orange to your daily rhythm. But the story doesn't end there. Oranges are also linked to better cholesterol levels. Hesperidin helps reduce LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol that can clog arteries and lead to dangerous blockages. That is double protection from a single, beautiful fruit. The takeaway is simple. Try squeezing some fresh, unsweetened orange juice in the morning, or peel one for a midday snack. And for a refreshing twist, adding orange slices to a salad is a choice your heart and your taste buds will both enjoy. From the bright zest of citrus, let's turn to a soft, sweet fruit that often sits patiently in our kitchens: the humble banana. Simple and convenient, bananas are soft, sweet, and ready to enjoy without any preparation. But this everyday fruit quietly helps protect you from one of the most serious health threats we face as we age. The secret lies in potassium. Bananas are filled with it, and potassium is crucial for keeping blood pressure in check. When your potassium levels are high and your sodium intake is low, your blood vessels can relax, improving circulation and easing the burden on your heart. This is more than a theory. The National Institutes of Health conducted a study showing that increasing potassium while reducing sodium can lower the risk of stroke by up to 21%. A significant victory from such a small snack. They are not only high in potassium, but also low in sodium, creating the perfect combination for heart and brain health. They're easy to include in your day. Slice one over your cereal, blend it into a smoothie, or simply grab it on the go. Beyond potassium, bananas also contain vitamin B6 and fiber, both of which support cardiovascular health. Vitamin B6 helps maintain healthy nerve function and reduces levels of homocysteine, an amino acid linked to blood clots and stroke risk when elevated. Further evidence from the American Heart Association suggests that potassium-rich diets can reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases overall, which is especially important for women post-menopause when stroke risk tends to rise. Let's stay with creamy textures for a moment as we explore a fruit that is not only delicious, but also rich in healthy fats that work overtime for your circulation. It is a fruit that's exotic, creamy, and loaded with surprising benefits. Sour sop, also known as graviola. You might not find it in every grocery store, but if you do, don't pass it by. This spiky green fruit could become your new ally in the fight against stroke. Soursop is rich in potassium and magnesium, two minerals that help regulate blood pressure and promote smooth, steady circulation. Much like bananas, these minerals help relax blood vessels, reduce strain on your heart, and lower the risk of clots. But what truly sets soursop apart are its impressive anti-inflammatory properties. The fruit contains powerful antioxidants, particularly compounds called acetogenins, which have been studied for their ability to reduce inflammation and protect the brain from oxidative stress. Chronic inflammation and oxidative damage are two silent drivers of stroke risk, especially as we age. There is even early evidence suggesting that soursop may help improve blood flow to the brain. A study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that soursop extract improved blood vessel function in laboratory models, showing great promise for its circulatory benefits. And we mustn't forget its fiber, which supports cholesterol balance and blood sugar control. Two more factors that, when managed, can significantly reduce your risk. If you find fresh soursop, simply scoop out the white flesh and enjoy it chilled, or blend it into a smoothie. Frozen pulp is also available in many international markets. Just remember that soursop is powerful, so moderation is key. Now, let's consider a fuzzy little fruit with a surprisingly powerful punch. The kiwi. It is bright green, tangy sweet, and often the star of a fruit salad. But don't let its size fool you. This little powerhouse has serious benefits when it comes to preventing stroke. Kiwi is packed with more vitamin C than an orange. Just one medium kiwi provides over 70% of your daily needs. This matters because vitamin C helps fight inflammation, a major contributor to high blood pressure and blood vessel damage. But the benefits continue. Kiwi is also rich in fiber and natural compounds called polyphenols, which support healthy cholesterol levels and keep your blood vessels functioning smoothly. What's more, it contains an enzyme called actinidine that can improve digestion and reduce oxidative stress throughout the body. Here is where the research becomes truly exciting. A study from the University of Oslo found that eating just 2 or 3 kiwis a day significantly reduced blood clotting activity and lowered blood pressure in participants over time. This means kiwi doesn't just nourish you, it actively helps keep your blood from becoming too sticky, which is critical for preventing clots that could lead to a stroke. So, how can you work kiwi into your day? Peel one and enjoy it after lunch. Blend it into a smoothie with spinach and a banana, or slice it over yogurt for a little zing. It's a simple treat with powerful protective effects. Next, let's turn our attention to a berry that is not just tasty, but may actually strengthen the very walls of your blood vessels. Let's talk about strawberries. Often seen as a symbol of summer and nostalgia, beneath their charming appearance lies a quiet strength that can do wonders for your cardiovascular system. Strawberries are rich in a group of antioxidants called flavonoids. These plant compounds are known to help protect the inner lining of your blood vessels, keeping them strong and elastic. When your vessels are flexible, blood flows freely, and the risk of clots or blockages goes down. Strawberries also contain a specific flavonoid called quercetin. According to a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, higher intakes of flavonoids like quercetin are associated with a lower risk of developing high blood pressure, particularly in older adults. This means a simple bowl of strawberries may be helping you more than you realize. Another fascinating study from the Harvard School of Public Health found that women who ate at least 3 servings of strawberries or blueberries each week reduced their risk of heart attack by 32%. And while a heart attack and a stroke are different events, they share many of the same root causes, like poor circulation and plaque buildup. Protecting one often means protecting the other. Strawberries also offer natural anti-inflammatory properties, working behind the scenes to cool that internal fire and keep your system calm. To enjoy them, slice a few into your morning oatmeal, mix them into a spinach salad, or simply snack on them fresh. Frozen strawberries work just as well, making this heart-healthy habit easy to maintain year-round. Now, let's explore a fruit that adds a burst of tang and a touch of cleansing power. It's bright, zesty, and a quiet champion for circulation: the lemon. You might think of it as just something to squeeze into water or drizzle over fish, but it is a powerful ally in your body's fight against stroke. Lemons are bursting with vitamin C, an important nutrient for reducing inflammation and supporting blood vessel health. But they also contain citric acid, which plays a unique role in improving blood flow by helping to prevent calcium buildup in arteries, keeping them clear. A study from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism found that people who consumed lemon juice daily experienced lower blood pressure and improved circulation. Better circulation means less strain on your heart and brain. Lemons also help thin the blood naturally. When blood is too thick, it increases the risk of clots that can trigger a stroke, especially at night when circulation slows. Drinking lemon water in the evening may gently support better flow while you sleep. Furthermore, lemons act as a gentle supporter of the liver, helping it filter out toxins that can irritate blood vessels. To get more lemons in your life, start your day with warm lemon water, add fresh juice to your salad dressings, or flavor your meals with zest. It is an easy, refreshing habit. Let's take a little trip to the Mediterranean with a fruit that's often mistaken for a savory snack: the olive. Olives are incredibly rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid. This good fat helps reduce levels of LDL cholesterol while boosting HDL, creating a healthier environment inside your blood vessels. Cleaner arteries mean smoother blood flow and a significantly lower chance of stroke. But there is more to olives than just healthy fats. They contain powerful antioxidants, including vitamin E and polyphenols like hydroxytyrosol. These compounds fight the inflammation and oxidative stress that damage blood vessels. According to a landmark study in the New England Journal of Medicine, older adults following a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil and olives reduced their risk of stroke by nearly 30%. Olives also contain oleuropein, an antioxidant that has been shown to improve blood vessel function and reduce stiffness in arteries. To enjoy them, add a few to a salad, pair them with fresh tomatoes and cucumbers, or enjoy them with whole grain crackers. A small handful, a few times a week, could go a long way. You might think of it as just a trendy drink or a beachside treat, but coconut water holds real, measurable benefits for circulation and stroke prevention. It is naturally rich in electrolytes, particularly potassium and magnesium. These two minerals are essential for maintaining proper fluid balance and keeping your blood pressure stable. When your electrolytes are in balance, your heart can pump more efficiently, and your blood vessels stay relaxed and open. One study in the West Indian Medical Journal found that drinking coconut water significantly lowered systolic blood pressure in individuals with hypertension. This means it actively helps calm your blood pressure, especially if you're prone to high readings at night. And there's something else coconut water does that's especially important as we age. It helps reduce blood viscosity. In simpler terms, it makes your blood less thick. Thicker blood is more prone to forming clots, especially during sleep when circulation slows, which is why strokes often occur in the early morning. Coconut water also contains cytokinins, plant hormones studied for their anti-aging and anti-inflammatory properties, which may help protect blood vessels from age-related wear and tear. Consider sipping on fresh, unsweetened coconut water a few times a week, especially if you live in a warm climate or struggle with nighttime blood pressure spikes. Straight from the coconut is always ideal. So there you have it. 8 everyday fruits that quietly carry the power to support your heart, your blood vessels, and your brain. None of them are exotic or hard to find. They are waiting in your grocery store, perhaps even in your kitchen right now, ready to become part of your daily rhythm. And that is the beauty of it. Stroke prevention doesn't have to be overwhelming. Sometimes it begins with a single bite, a small decision that builds day by day. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just pick one fruit from this list and add it to your routine. Perhaps a banana with breakfast, a handful of strawberries in the afternoon, or a glass of lemon water before bed. Each step counts. Your health is a journey, and the more care you give your body, the more it gives back in strength, energy, and peace of mind. But have you ever thought that something as healthy as an avocado could actually be working against you? It sounds surprising, even unsettling, but for some, it can be true. While this creamy green fruit has earned its place as a superfood, there are real risks hiding beneath its smooth surface, risks that most people never hear about. And if you're over 60, some of these risks could affect you even more. Many of us add avocado to our toast, salad, or smoothies, believing we are doing something wonderful for our bodies. And in many cases, we are. But what if there were common mistakes people make with avocados that could quietly sabotage their health goals, or worse, lead to complications? That is exactly what we are going to uncover. These insights are backed by nutritional research, and by the end, you'll understand how to get the most benefit from avocados without the worry. Before we begin, if you enjoy avocados regularly, I would love to hear how. Comment below and tell me. And if you value these science-backed insights, delivered in a calm, clear way, I invite you to subscribe. You will be joining a warm, supportive community focused on aging wisely and living fully. Now, let's dive into the first mistake that many people make with avocados. It has to do with a hidden natural compound that almost no one talks about. There is a natural substance found in every part of the avocado plant called persin. It isn't printed on labels or mentioned in recipes, but it is there. In the leaves, the bark, the seed, the skin, and yes, even in the flesh we eat. Now, don't worry just yet. In ripe avocado flesh, persin is present in very small amounts, and for most healthy people, it doesn't pose an immediate threat. But if you eat avocados often, it is something worth knowing. You see, persin is a natural fungicide, a defense mechanism the plant uses to protect itself. In our bodies, however, especially if we are more sensitive or have liver issues, that same compound can cause subtle trouble over time. A laboratory study published in a toxicology journal showed that avocado extract caused DNA damage in white blood cells in a petri dish. While that doesn't mean eating an avocado will damage your DNA, it does remind us that even natural foods contain compounds we should respect, not overuse, especially as we age and our liver function can slow down. What is more concerning is what persin does to animals. In birds, it can be fatal. In larger mammals, it can cause serious health issues. Humans are more resilient, of course, but we are not immune. If you have been eating avocados daily and begin to notice fatigue, digestive upset, or skin changes, it may be worth taking a short break to see how your body responds. This is why many nutritionists now recommend a 5 on, 2 off approach. Eat avocado for 5 days, then take 2 days off. It gives your body a chance to process and recover. In short, even something as healthy as an avocado deserves balance and awareness. In a moment, we will talk about another surprising danger of avocados, one that is quietly causing weight gain in people who believe they are eating clean. Now, let's talk about another trap that sneaks up on many health-conscious people. Calories. Yes, avocados are full of heart-healthy fats, fiber, and important nutrients. But they are also surprisingly calorie-dense, and that can quietly sabotage your health goals if you are watching your weight, blood sugar, or heart health. Here is the truth most people don't realize. One large avocado contains about 320 calories. That's more than a full bowl of pasta or 2 slices of pizza. Yet many of us treat avocados like a free food, spreading them on toast, tossing them into salads, and blending them into smoothies. It adds up fast. You might think, but it's a good fat, right? Absolutely. The monounsaturated fat in avocados is one of the best for your heart. But your body still sees calories as calories, whether they come from cookies or avocados. And as we move past our 60s, our metabolism naturally slows down, which means every extra bite matters more than it did decades ago. Research supports this need for balance. One large clinical study followed people who ate one avocado every day for 6 months. Their weight did not increase, but only because they were carefully portioning and substituting, not adding it on top of everything else. They used it in place of other fats, like mayonnaise or cheese. So, what is the right amount? Most nutrition experts suggest about 1/3 of a medium avocado per serving. That is roughly 50 grams, or about 80 to 100 calories. But what really helps is to track your intake for just 1 week. You may be surprised at how often that innocent-looking green fruit shows up on your plate. If you find yourself eating half, or even a whole avocado every day without adjusting the rest of your diet, it might just explain why the scale won't budge, or why your clothes feel a little tighter, even when you're eating healthy. It's important to remember that avocados are not the enemy, but even the most nourishing foods can work against us when we go overboard. Beyond this, however, lies a more serious risk, one that could affect you without you ever knowing it, especially if you've had a reaction to latex in the past. Few people would ever connect an avocado to this, but for those with hidden allergies, it could be one of the most significant dangers. It's a phenomenon known as latex fruit syndrome. If you've ever reacted to rubber gloves, balloons, or medical equipment, you need to pay close attention. Latex fruit syndrome is a condition where people allergic to natural rubber latex also react to certain fruits, and avocado sits at the very top of that list. The reason is a simple case of mistaken identity. Both latex and avocados contain similar proteins that can confuse the body's immune system. This means that even if you've never had a full-blown allergic reaction, you might still have a sensitivity that's been flying under the radar. Doctors have found that up to 50% of people with latex allergies also react to avocados. This includes anyone who works or has worked in healthcare, cleaning, food service, or even gardening. Jobs where contact with latex gloves or rubber products is a daily reality. Sometimes the allergy develops slowly, with symptoms that feel mild at first. A tingling mouth, a scratchy throat, or some swelling in the lips after eating. But it can also escalate with frightening speed. Some people experience full-body hives, difficulty breathing, dizziness, or even anaphylactic shock, a life-threatening condition that requires immediate medical attention. And because so few people realize this connection between latex and certain fruits, these reactions often go misdiagnosed or are misunderstood entirely. If you've ever had a strange or uncomfortable sensation in your mouth after eating an avocado, or if you have a known reaction to latex, it may be wise to speak with your doctor about getting tested. It is always better to be safe than sorry, especially as our immune systems change with age. Here's one more tip. Many other fruits share this cross-reactivity, including bananas, kiwis, and chestnuts. If you've had trouble with any of those, avocado might belong on your personal watch list too. Of course, not everyone is at risk, but this is precisely why it's so vital to understand how your unique body responds to the foods you eat. What's perfectly safe and healthy for one person can be a hidden risk for another. Next, we'll explore an avocado mistake that has nothing to do with allergies or calories, but everything to do with how you cut and store them. Trust me, it's a safety issue that many people overlook. It might seem like common sense, but a surprising number of people, especially those who love fresh produce, don't realize just how easily avocados can become contaminated. And unfortunately, the way most of us prepare and keep them may be setting us up for serious foodborne illnesses. You see, avocados grow in warm, humid climates, perfect conditions not just for the fruit, but also for bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria. These bacteria don't just sit on the skin. They can cling deep within the rough outer surface, finding small crevices where they're protected, even from a quick rinse. Herein lies the real problem. When you slice an avocado without washing it first, your knife can pick up those bacteria and drag them straight into the flesh, the part you're about to eat. And because avocados have such a mild taste and creamy texture, you probably won't notice that anything is wrong. A spoiled or contaminated avocado often looks and tastes completely normal. Even more concerning, once an avocado is cut, it becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. Its high moisture and fat content, combined with being left at room temperature, allows germs to multiply at an astonishing rate. Food safety experts call the range between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit the danger zone. Within this range, harmful bacteria can double in number every 20 minutes. So, what can you do? Start by always washing your avocados under cold, running water for at least 30 seconds before cutting, even if you don't plan to eat the skin. Use a clean knife and cutting board, preferably ones that haven't touched raw meat or other unwashed produce. Once the avocado is sliced, refrigerate it right away in an airtight container. Never leave a cut avocado at room temperature for more than 1 hour. Whole avocados can be stored at room temperature until they ripen, but once they're ready, they should go straight into the fridge and be used within 5 to 7 days. And if you've ever scraped off the brown part, thinking, it's still good underneath, just be cautious. That discoloration could signal spoilage that's not visible or safe. Taking these simple steps makes a world of difference, especially for older adults who may have a slightly weaker immune system and less resistance to foodborne bacteria. Now that we've covered food safety, let's talk about another silent danger, one that has nothing to do with how you cut an avocado, but everything to do with the medications you might be taking. This is where things can become quite serious, especially if you're on daily medications, as many people over 60 are. Did you know that something as innocent as an avocado can interfere with your prescriptions? Most doctors don't mention this, and it's rarely printed on a label, but certain compounds in avocados can change how your medications work, sometimes in dangerous ways. Let's start with blood thinners, like warfarin. These medications help prevent clots and strokes, but they rely on you having a consistent intake of vitamin K. Not too much, not too little. And here's the twist. Avocados contain moderate amounts of vitamin K. If you suddenly start eating them every day, you might throw off the delicate balance your doctor worked so hard to establish. Too much vitamin K can cancel out your blood thinner, increasing your risk of a clot. But if you suddenly stop eating vitamin K-rich foods like avocado after having them regularly, your blood could become too thin, putting you at risk for bruising or internal bleeding. But that's not all. Avocados are very high in potassium, even higher than bananas. 1 cup contains around 975 milligrams. For most people, that's great for blood pressure. But if you're taking medications like ACE-A inhibitors, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics, this can lead to hyperkalemia, a condition where potassium builds up in your blood. That can cause an irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, or in severe cases, cardiac arrest. Even if you're managing diabetes, you should proceed with care. The fiber in avocados can slow down the absorption of some oral diabetes medications, potentially making them less effective. Meanwhile, their healthy fats can actually enhance insulin sensitivity, which sounds helpful, but in some cases, it might cause unexpected drops in blood sugar, especially if you take insulin or sulfonylureas. This doesn't mean you have to stop eating avocados, but it does mean you should talk to your doctor before making them a daily habit. Let them know how much you eat and how often, so they can help adjust your dosage if needed. And now, there's one final risk we haven't covered yet. One that's especially personal and easy to miss. It's not about toxins, calories, or medicine. It's about how your own body reacts to avocado in ways you might not even recognize. Even if avocados are packed with healthy fats and nutrients, they're not a perfect fit for everyone. For some older adults, they may cause subtle but very real problems that are easy to misinterpret. Let's start with digestion. A whole avocado contains over 13 grams of fiber. That's a lot for one sitting, especially if your digestive system has slowed down a bit with age. For people who aren't used to eating a lot of fiber, or who deal with sensitive stomachs, IBS, or sluggish bowels, this can lead to bloating, gas, cramps, or even sudden shifts between constipation and diarrhea. And it's not just the fiber. Avocados also contain sorbitol, a type of sugar alcohol that falls under the FODMAP group, a class of compounds known to cause digestive trouble for those with irritable bowel syndrome or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Even a few spoonfuls of avocado can trigger discomfort that lasts for hours or even days for those with a FODMAP sensitivity. Some people also react to the histamines in avocado, especially when the fruit is overripe. If you've ever felt itchy, flushed, headachy, or noticed skin rashes after eating avocado, you may be dealing with histamine intolerance, which becomes more common as we age. Then there's something called oral allergy syndrome, a mild allergic reaction that happens when your body mistakes proteins in avocado for pollen allergens, like birch or ragweed. You might feel a tingling or itchy sensation in your mouth, lips, or throat. It's usually mild, but it can be uncomfortable and confusing if you don't know what's causing it. And here's the kicker. Some people, due to their genetics, don't process fats or plant compounds, like persin, as efficiently. Combine that with an age-related decline in enzyme production, and suddenly, a food that's healthy on paper becomes harder for your body to handle. So, how do you know if avocado is affecting you? The answer is simple but powerful. Pay attention. Keep a little food journal. Track what you eat and how you feel over the next 24 to 48 hours. If you start noticing patterns, digestive changes, skin issues, unusual fatigue, it may be your body's quiet way of asking for less. Now that we've uncovered all 6 of these hidden risks, let's bring it all together and talk about how you can still enjoy avocado safely and confidently, without fear. Because yes, when done right, it is still one of nature's best foods. Avocados can still be one of the healthiest foods on your plate if you treat them with the care and respect they deserve. Like so many things in life, it's all about balance, awareness, and listening to your body. We've talked about the key mistakes, from overeating and hidden allergies to medication interactions and storage safety. But the truth is, when you enjoy avocados in the right amount, prepared safely, and in a way that suits your body, the benefits are still remarkable. Better heart health, improved nutrient absorption, and even protection for your eyes and brain. If you're new to eating avocado, start slow. And if you've been eating them daily, maybe take a short break or adjust your portion. There is no one-size-fits-all, only what works best for you. Now, I would love to hear from you. Have you experienced any strange symptoms after eating avocado? Or do you have a favorite way of preparing it that has worked well for your health? Leave a comment below and share your story. It might help someone else. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe. We're here to help you age wisely, eat well, and feel empowered every single day. More practical, science-backed videos are coming soon. We'll see you in the next one.